All right, now with this, what's really nice about this is it has a menu, and this menu is very, very versatile. This is one thing you can't do with a pipe organ. You have here what you have here is 8 different memory banks of presets, and there's 6 presets, general presets. So 6 times 8. You could have organist A or organist 1 playing using presets, memory banks 1 and 2 or 1 or whatever, and every organist can have their own set of memory banks so there's no confusion. We're going to put it on memory bank 1. Then, of course, you have the transposer. Very simple, very easy to use. If you're playing so it's a great tool, especially if you're reading some music and one of your vocalists cannot sing in that key. Now uh, the ensemble feature here, uh, just to detune some of the voices one against another to give you that effect of an ensemble or a detuning that many pipe organs, like the beauty of a pipe organ is that everything is not perfectly in tune. So if you listen carefully, you'll hear as I increase the number, there's gonna be more beating between the different voices. All right. See, it gives you more of a choral type of effect. If you want it to be just straight, maybe for some certain classical sounds, see. And for more romantic sounds, you want to have a lot of the beats. We'll put that on 4. All right, which is somewhere in the middle. Also, now what we have here is your general volume controls. There's a volume control for your pedal. Now, every church is different, and every room is different. So, some rooms, the bass could actually be too powerful, cause maybe some rattling of doors or whatever. I've had that happen to me in the past where maybe a church complains because the organ is distorting, and I've gone to the church and found that a door was rattling. All right, so that'll change that. Also, you got a volume control for your grate. All right, and your general volume control, I could turn everything down. Okay, and the reverb. Churches are large buildings, and we're used to hearing a pipe organ in a very resonant type of building. So it depends on if your church already has resonance and has a lot of reverb, you probably turn this all the way down. Just use the natural reverb. But most churches today are carpeted and have drop ceilings, and so you want to be able to add that. You want to be able to add that reverb so it sounds more like a pipe organ. it's got a really nice reverberation. So you get it right where you want it, usually somewhere in the middle. Now this is where this organ really shines, in that you have, if I hit enter for the menu, it brings up another menu. And what you have here, if I scroll up and down through the fields, we go over here to the organ styles. You know, through the years, everybody's had their own opinion about what is the ideal pipe organ for them. But this gives you some variations, and the presets are, the voicing is changed from American style. Now what I'll do is I'll just put a preset on, and alright, now that's the American style. If I go to the Baroque, or the Romantic. Maybe to hear the difference, I'll just hold a chord. Listen. French. French. All right. Now, with the different voicing, whether it be French, Romantic, Baroque, or American, there are also assignable user voicing. So in other words, you can voice this instrument yourself, and we're going to show you how you do that. If we hit the exit, we go over here to where it says Voices. All right, and these are your user voices. Now we're going to hit enter, and we could adjust the voice volume. That's the individual tabs. We could adjust the alternate voices. In other words, we could take, instead of having a harp, orchestra harp, we could customize that, maybe put orchestra strings or whatever. We could do a sound check for our room. All right, but let's go over here to the volumes. Now this is where this organ really shines, in that, you know, when you buy an organ, most of the time, what you get is what you get, and you can't change it. But on this particular instrument, you can voice it, because every room is different. The beauty of a pipe organ is that that organ is built for the room. It's built into the room. And in this particular case, we have the swell, and it shows you the volume of the different voices, or the different stops. All right, and we could change those volumes. We could set it up the way we like it. We could set it up any old way we want, and we could change the volume. For instance, here, let's say, for instance, I'm going to play just this flute, the concert flute. All right. Now, when I put the gamba, 8-foot gamba stop against it. Now, if I want to change the volume of the, let's say, the gamba, I want that 8-foot flute, I want that to be a little louder, okay? So we'll go down here. So I could adjust it. Let's go down here to the Celeste. Let's put that on. Now I'm going to add the Celeste. You hear it there? Now what I'm going to do with the Celeste is I'm going to bring that up in volume. Now I got more of a romantic sounding organ. So you see, I could do that with every single stop. And if I go, let's see, if I go back, let's hit exit, exit, and we go over here to the organ styles, hit enter. We use the user, enter. Then we go to the voices. And now we look at it. Now we could do is set the volumes for my user. They're my setups. All right. So they'll be just for me, the way I like them. I like the Celeste to be a lot louder. I kind of like the romantic orchestral sounds. I might want to put a little more flute in there. Let's go down. And one of the things that I like to do is to raise the sound, raise the volume of the oboe. See, kind of gets lost, and especially if you're just playing oboe as a solo, it's just too soft. So I turn it way up. I like turning the harp way up. Okay, this is a tremendous. It just was not before the computer age. Nothing like this was available for most organs that you would purchase. The old Allens or Rogers or any of those Baldwins or any of them. They were classical organs. They didn't have the ability to do this. All right. Now, if we go back, you get the difference between the different, sounds of the different styles. Now, that one, I put the user. That one is user one. That's my style. Now, if we go back, you hear the difference? See how soft that oboe is? And that's the one I put in there, which I like better. Let's see it again. It's gone. See, you can't use that oboe as a solo instrument, which that is a romantic sound, but I like mine better. And the Baroque. That's not bad. All right, so as you can see, we're going to put it back to my user, and I'll probably tweak that some other time. We just got this organ in not too long ago, so all right, so we have the voices. You could change your temperament. I don't do a whole lot with that. We're just used to we're just used to the typical temperament that especially if you're playing this with a piano. Now if you're using it with orchestra, or you're using it with ensembles or string ensembles, you may want to change that. Your setup, your Midi, your utilities, demo songs. I'll let you hear some of the demo songs. Here's go on. Let's try a few others. All right. Now see, that's all pre-set up with the reverb and all. I'm going to turn that reverb down. You can change your voicing. Okay. Let's see how many songs we've got. We got quite a few. Here's a minuet, prelude. All right, so nice little prelude. You might want to even use these for special occasions at your church. All right, now here we have, we'll go back to the songs, and these are your different utilities, your setups. Let's go down here to utilities. Let's see what's in there. You have your different tunings, your factory settings, your LCD, contrast. You can make it brighter, dimmer. All right, let's go back. And let's go to our Midi. Well, we won't deal with that right now, but setups. All right, hit enter. And here, now, again, let's say you get this organ in your church or in your home, and you don't like that reverberation. Maybe it's too much for you or whatever. Let's hit enter here. You could have a Gothic church reverb. But let's go down through the values. Baroque, romantic, modern, a little brighter, parish, not quite as pronounced, kind of mellow. All right, so there's all your different. Here's a cathedral. A basilica. Okay, so you have we'll leave it on Gothic. Okay, so that is your menu, and there are other things that are in there. You could deal with your equalization. Equalization is great if you have your room is too bright and you want it to be mellower, or your room is too mellow and you want it to be brighter. The external out router, meaning depending on how many speakers you have and where you want them routed, the difference between the external speaker volume and the internal speaker volume. That's your external out volume, your keyboard settings, your piston settings, your functions where they're stored. Do you want to change these settings? All right. But anyway, there's quite a few things here that they'd all be in your manual. One of the things that we do, since we are a piano organ dealer, all we do is we sell pianos and organs, digital pianos, keyboards. So that's all we do. And so when you purchase something like this from us, you're not alone. We will help you. If you're local or if you're within distance of us getting it and delivering it to you, we will sit there. We'll go through everything with you. If you're too far away from us, you call us at any time and we'll go over the settings and help you with that. We usually spend about an hour, 2 hours, sometimes more with organists, making sure they understand the instrument. If you have 2 or 3 different organists, we set up the presets for each of the organists so that all you have to do is hit presets. And I'll show you that right now, how the presets work. Okay, now what we're going to do is look at this feature in the menu. We're going to hit menu and setup. And over here it says previous and next pistons. All right, so we're going to hit enter. And there are 2 actions we can do here. We can choose general memory or memory bank. General memory means that as you hit the previous and the next buttons, see if I could find those here for you. Previous and next buttons. That's these here. Either they will go right through the presets. See that? Kind of like the pipe organ crescendo pedal, where it usually, generally on your presets, you set it up so it gets louder. Or you can set it up more of the traditional preset way that we do, those that are not used to pipe organs. If you go over here to memory bank, now the next will scroll up through your memory banks. See here, we got memory bank 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. I've been working with number 2, so we'll leave it there. All right, so we could do it either way. You could do it through the memory banks, and that way, each time you hit that next and previous button, let's say there's only one organist in the church, and they want all 40-some presets to be accessed by them. Okay, now I'm going to show you how the presets work on this. Okay, first of all, there's a button here called Save. These are your Midi presets on and off. They're set for channel 1 is your swell, channel 2 is your grate, and channel 3 is your bass pedals. Now we could turn them off. And we already explained to you next and previous. Actually, they're set up so that they'll go up the memory banks. Right now, that's the way we got it set up. And here we have preset 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, and we set up the organ the way we like it. Very simple. Make that 1, you hit save, and 1. And now that's in 1. Now number 2, let's say we want to put a maybe an oboe solo. We'll make that 2. Now we got an oboe solo on the swell. And let's say on number 3, we want to build up. Take that oboe out. So we built it up a little bit here. Now we're going to hit save on number 3. And then what we should do is number 4, build it up even more, maybe put some higher flutes. Then we got a little built up more. We hit save, number 4, and then maybe add some bass. Fuller. Okay. Now we're going to save that to number 5. Maybe add some reeds. And we'll make that number 6. All right. So we're set up just like a pipe organ where you take that swell pedal and you just knock it down. It really just adds more voices. So we're going to start out soft. On the top I have a harp. Probably would want just a harp on that. Number 2. Number 3. Four, congregational. That's how the presets work. Now, a lot of times I'll sell organs to churches and they'll have various needs, and every organist has their own opinion about what they need and what they want. This is set up like a traditional pipe organ, but again, you can go in here and add orchestra voices. What I'm going to do is show you how you can change the voicing on the tabs. All right, now we're in the menu again, and you see where it says voices. We're going to hit enter, and instead of changing the volume, we're going to change alternate voices, and we're going to choose your pedal first, and you could decide what you want to put in here. These are your different alternate voices. You got a 30. You could put an extra 32-foot stop in. Put a string. We could put a tuba. String bass. Or if we want, we could put a tuba in there. Or the string bass. You know what? Let's put the string bass in because I think it comes stock with the string, orchestra string. Okay. Replace with accompaniment bass. We hit enter. Yes, it is replaced. Okay, now what we're going to do is every time we hit that button, we got a string bass. All right, let's go back and let's choose an alternate voice for our swell. Now on your swell, You have your different choices here. Okay. And you have a harp. Let's hit enter. Now these are what we have a choice. We could put a harp, or we could put a it's on a swell. We could put a chime, or we could put a string. Let's put a string there. We hit enter. It says replace. Yes, we're going to replace it. So now we have... Alright, let's go on. So I got a string bass. And I could add other voices along with that. Alright, so they're your alternate voices. Okay, now we're going to look at the other presets, and especially Midi. There's one preset here called HR, handle register, or handle register, hand registrations. You could think of it that way too. So in other words, when this is on, whatever you register by hand stays there. When you go to 1, when you go to HR, hand registration or handle registration. So on the fly, when you're dealing with stuff, you go back to that HR, and it gives you another kind of registration button on the fly.